and then we have it. Oh, look at that, sick. What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. See that disco there? Check this out. Okay, see that? So I can go ahead and say green, goes green. I go yellow, yellow, and I'm all controlled through this app here. So what we're gonna do, we're obviously gonna go pink for the red car. And what we're gonna do is place these inside that projector. So to do this, some of you guys are gonna be really lucky and you can just access the back of the light, undo the case and remove the globe, and then lay these little LED strips in there. So they come with this sort of flexible steel and you can bend and maneuver that how it needs to go to make it fit. And if you are lucky enough to have an Audi, you get to disassemble the whole headlight assembly, remove the cover and remove the projector. It's a big job, it sucks. So that's what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna leave the lights on so we can disco while we remove the headlights. Good thing about this car is 1, 2, 3, 4, and the whole thing slides out. You don't have to worry about removing the bumper. There is a cover here. I've left it off because I'm working on this thing every other day, so it's easier to leave it off for now. But yeah, let's do it. Okay, so that was easy. Now from here it just goes downhill. I'll get the other side removed and we'll take the lights inside and start the fun stuff. Okay guys, here is our light. Now people remove these a lot for cleaning the lens. Some people in the States, I believe, have an orange little reflector here, so they change that. But what we're doing is we're going to be looking at the back here. Okay, so this thing does need a good clean actually. So what we're going to do, this is what I said about some of you guys are going to be really lucky in that basically what you can do is unplug the globe. One, okay, easy. Twist and pull, easy, right? Okay, so after you've removed the globe, you can see the housing for the projector, and right up there you can see a very small nut. That's a, you know, I think it's a 7mm, it might be 6. So you've got 4, 6 or 7mm nuts. But on the other side, so coming from this way, the nut is on a screw, and that screw is just a Torx bit. So you'll undo the nut and you'll either get stuck, the nut will just keep spinning with the screw, or you'll remove the nut and then you'll lose the screw somewhere in the housing, or that's probably it. One of those two things will happen. So that sucks, which means you need to access it from the front, which, like I said, we're going to have to remove the front lens and then disassemble most of the light, get to the projector from the screws, remove it, place the thing in. So it's a lot of work for this car and this housing, but for most cars, and I've even seen Audis, so don't be put off completely, get to this point at least, where they've actually just got screws holding them in. Undo the screws, then you can pop the housing, that projector housing, out a little bit, and then you can lay the LED strip in there and glue it on, and you know, off you go. In this case, like I said, it sucks. Now we are going to need some tools. So obviously the little nut, so a socket set, Torx bit, you'll need Torx bits as well, but there are some tools that you probably won't have that you will need, and I'll show you those. You've probably heard me shout this thing out many times. I always tell you guys to buy this. It's awesome. This toolkit has all your removal tools, but it's also got this thing here. And what that is it's like a spreader. So it sits closed and then you use that to spread. And the reason why that's so important is because this lens is held onto the housing by clips. There's little clips all over the body here, which I'll show you right there. Okay, so there's a clip right there. And once you remove those clips, you're gonna get that spreader in between the lens and the housing, and you're gonna spread it. And brings me to my next point. This is also held in with a glue. It's a glue, it's actually really good glue because it actually loosens with heat. So there's another tool you'll need. Heat gun, okay? We're gonna heat up the edges and slowly spread. It takes a while, just slowly around the whole thing. spread it once you get the lens off, where we will then start removing all the inner workings of this light. And it's not going to be fun, but these are the things that we do. So, without further ado, alright guys, here's another piece that is just held in by clips. That was extremely difficult to get off for something that just has 3 little clips. Like this one here that almost got destroyed. It was just, it felt like there was screws holding it in. It was crazy. That's dirty, and what I've found out also the hard way is this silver sort of coating here comes off quite easily, so just by rubbing my hands on it, it started to peel. So that can get either taken all the way off, or what I'll do is what all the cool kids do and just paint this stuff black. So there's that. Okay, once that's out, then we can look at removing the DRL. Alright guys, I got to the point of pulling this out, and then this little mechanism came out of this housing pretty easily, and now I've just unscrewed this from that. My battery died, which is why I didn't see it. And so now we're gonna put the ring, make it a ring, and put it inside like so. Just make sure it fits. Just like that, guys. It actually sits in there on its own, like almost perfect. And then you want to look through here, make sure you don't see it, which you can't at all. And I might just add a touch of glue. Wiring can come out from there, that's fine, and we'll run it to where we need it to go. Alright guys, we are now up to this stage right here, which means some of these covers are ready to go on. But what I'm thinking is I'm probably going to actually paint this black, just because I've lost some of the silver on it and I don't want to have to pull it apart later. So that was a last minute decision. So what I'm going to do, so that'll go black, this will be black, this will be black, all the silver bits will be black. I'm going to leave that silver because this is silver in here, so just a bit of contrast there, and then everything else will be black. So what I'll do is get the other headlight to this stage, and then we'll look at painting. Alright, the way we've tackled the wiring is we've got the module just taped to the loom on the driver's side, and that's because this LED plug is fairly short. Then we've used the extension to just run along here with the factory bonnet release, and then to this wire here, and then it's just coming out here through with this, through the factory little grommet there. That will plug into this LED, and that cover will go on and cover all that up. And we've just got this wire running up here with this loom over to there where we've done the main power connection. There's a ring terminal on that right there, and we've just put the ground right here because it was fairly close to the module, didn't need to be extended or anything, and that's it. Alright guys, here is the finished product. The lights look so much better with the black accents. Alright guys, the car is done now. I'm not going to lie, it is a couple of days later. We had some major issues with that light right there, so I'll elaborate. When I first did the install, we had a Bluetooth module here, if you remember. We no longer have that. I've just left this sort of plugged in and it's hanging down because this isn't finished yet. Same on this side. So we ended up running that wire over. It's just banging around down there just for now. So what happened was this LED wasn't working. It's like one LED was on or something. It was really, really low. It still is. So I had to take the light back out, back into the room, pull it all apart again, have a look at it, and some of the LEDs had burned, and I have no idea why. I've obviously done something, I don't know what, because we saw it disco dancing there and it was fine. So what I did was chopped off the LEDs that weren't working and then rewired the wires to the back onto the part that I still had, and then got it running. So it's still it's pretty bright, but it's not as bright as the other side, and the Bluetooth module stopped working as well, so it wouldn't connect to my phone. So I just hardwired it so they're red. So now we've got a driver's side full LED, passenger side you'll see medium, and it's just on a switch and they turn on and off and they're red. I'll order a new Bluetooth module, and that's why it's left like that, and I'll see how we go. If I don't like the passenger side LED, I will replace it. Pulling the lights apart was hard the first time. It's not that hard. Yeah, so I was like, oh yeah, this would be a nice, easy LED install. Nope. We got this beautiful interior. Oh yeah, so if anyone that hasn't seen, I didn't do a video on this. That is the new gear selector. There we go. It's awesome. I love it. Okay, down here, so if you go in, pull in right here, there's a little, I've mounted a flush mount switch. Yep, right there is my little flashy switch, so just flick it on, and then we have it. Oh, look at that, sick. So that side's full, ready? So you can see they're still pretty bright, but you can just tell the left side is much brighter. So it's a huge pain in the ass, but you know, it is what it is. I'll probably just end up replacing that. It doesn't end. I've just turned the light down so you can see how bright that side is and how not bright that side is. That one's missing a few LEDs, but still looks awesome. But yeah, that's the install. I don't know if I'll video me fixing it, but you might see photos of it in the future and it will be perfect. And the Bluetooth module will work, so I can change the color with my phone, and we won't need the switch because the app has an on-off button as well. Oh yeah, one other thing. When I pulled apart the little module, there was no fuse in there, so I put a fuse on the wire that we connected to the battery, just so you know, little 5-amp fuse. But yeah, that's it guys. So if you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.